Hi everybody, Carol here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to make a card using a stamp set called Trees 3. It is by Stamping Up. I'm not a dealer, never have been, but I'm going to be stamping white and silver on black cardstock to give a rather dramatic effect, but it's a simple card with using very few supplies. But I hope you like it. I enjoyed making it. And there are several sentiments. I'm going to trade them out and play around and let you decide which ones you like better. And they're all from Stamping Up, and I'll try to name the sets that they're from. But right now I'm just stamping the white, and it is a pigment ink, onto the black cardstock. And I've done the trees and tried to line them up somewhat. They certainly don't have to be perfect because they're staggered out in the forests. And then I'm going back and stamping in some snowflakes, and mostly trying to kind of stagger that stamp set, not necessarily turning it around except there at the very last, because sometimes when you turn them around, the stamps may have more subject matter on the left-hand side and not so much on the right, and then when you turn them around and the right becomes the left-hand side, you sometimes end up with kind of a blank space in the middle. So I try to kind of keep that in mind. But I knew that I wanted a hillside to anchor the trees, or a snow hill, whatever, you know, and to give them something to land on. And so I just very quickly drew off a sketch of a hillside or a snowbank, and then I drew it onto some copy paper and cut it out and used it as a template. But you can always cut it down or recut it. It's such a simple thing to do. But then I decided to stamp it in some metallic silver, a color box, and I was showing that I got a refill for it, which I was glad to be able to get that. The first metallic ink pad I ever bought. By the time when I got home and opened it up, it was almost completely dry and unusable. And so I was glad to be able to find a refill and know that that wouldn't happen again. I probably should have taken that back, but I didn't. But anyway, so here we're going with the silver, and it is so sticky that my stamp was just picking it up off the table. So I moved it over so I could get a better grip on it. And here you can tell more how I'm staggering the snowflakes, and then go back and fill in just a tiny bit, but not much. It didn't overdo it. And then drew my snowbank again, or my hillside, and I'm drawing it with a white art pencil. It's by Conte, C-O-N-T-E, with an accent on the E, and it's very chalk-like. I suppose you could wipe it off with your finger if you wanted to, but I don't think it's in a place really where it would be touched that much, or you could certainly avoid touching it. Now I'm just drawing in some shadows that in the moonlight, trying to make them all go the same direction. And in this situation, I'm sketching them in, holding the pencil the way you would hold a pencil. In this one, I turned it over on its side, so I would get more of the lead, of the pencil lead there. I guess it's not lead, whatever. And you know, get it's a smoother look. It's a different look, and I always feel like that kind of sharpens the pencil when you put it on its side like that. But I went back and kind of filled in the sides of the trees. I'm thinking there's a little bit of shadow over there too, and maybe put a little bit more shading behind that extra little mound of snow there. And so I'll pull it up close a little bit so that you can see which one you like better. One's more of a sketchy look, and one's more of a filled-in look. And then I also wanted to show you that this is totally erasable. So if you ever wanted to buy one of these pencils and play with it, it's very versatile because you can erase it and start all over again or do something else. So I enjoyed working with that. And there are two different sizes here. I'm cutting out my paper. I'm making one card a 5x7. So therefore I'm going to cut it out 10x7 so that I can fold it in half to make it a 5x7. And then I also make my regular size card, which is an A6, which is 4.5 by 6 1/4. And then I did a third one just on a large sheet of paper, which is 9 by 7. You could make a card out of it, but I just made it more as an example of something to show how you could make this in various ways and in different sizes. So that was more the purpose of that. So I'm using my Martha Stewart scoreboard here and scoring these cards to fold them in half, showing the different ways to do that. Showing the regular measurements. I mean, for me, they're regular. That's what I normally use. And using my wooden bone folder, and doing the other one at the 5-inch mark, and scoring it, and getting those two card bases ready to go. I will set them under something heavy to get them nice and flat, although I don't show it here, but that's what I would do. And get them ready to take on the black cardstock. Now here I'm using the Tombow Mono Multi Liquid Glue, which is repositionable glue, and I put it on, and you can see that it goes on white. I will set it aside and let it dry for a few minutes, and when it does, it turns clear, and then it is totally repositionable. You can take it up and down as much as you need to. So here's one card base. This is a larger one. This is the 5x7, and you can tell that because it has more trees on it. You'll see the other one in a minute. And if it bothers you the way it kind of does me a little bit, that the trees are just cut off at the top, I mean, that's just the nature of the stamp. You could always go back and trim it on your paper trimmer and just cut that off. But I just chose to put a little piece of paper at the top, a strip of white, and put my sentiment on it. And this one is a really sweet sentiment. It says, you make the world better just by being in it, or something like that. And then here's the smaller card, the regular A6 size, and I'm showing off to the right there a sentiment that you could put if the all the black space at the bottom bothers you. You can put a sentiment down on the bottom part of the card. But here's another long white strip, and I'm going to put a sentiment that came from that piece of paper there that I rolled off with a roller wheel and stamped off a bunch of words, and then went back and cut one out that I liked, and it says another year, which could be a birthday card, or it could be a New Year's Eve card, or a New Year's card, I should say. And so then here is a larger piece that I'm not making into a card, but I mounted it on some blue paper cardstock just to frame it out, and the blue to me reminds me of winter. And so two ways you could do it. You could put the strip of paper up at the top, let it snow, and then if you still realize that the branches aren't going all the way to the top and you want to cover that fact up, you could put a wider piece of white paper up there, and they won't know if there are any tree branches up there or not. So, and then I mounted another little sentiment, thinking of you, on black paper. It wasn't necessary since I'm putting it on black, but I did it just for a little bit of dimension. And these individual sentiments are from a set named Natural Beauty, one from Punch Pals, and one from Celebrations. Just wanted to get that in there. This is the one from Natural Beauty, and I like it. I think it goes well with this because it's like the words are inspire, love, imagine, hope. I think it's very uplifting, and I think this is a very serene type card that is, I don't know, maybe makes you think. It's just very calm. And those are good things to think on, I believe. And I did want to say, I know that anybody could just go ahead and put those snowflakes all the way to the ground. There's nothing stopping the snow from coming all the way down. I just wanted that black at the bottom to just be stark and alone by itself, except for these sentiments if you want. Now here's another stamp that says, whenever I count my blessings, I count you twice. I wanted to show that I went back and used the metallic silver ink and just went around the edges of the sentiment, because I thought it made it all blend together better to have that on there, and it would match the silver trees. So just a thought, just a little extra touch there. I like it. So anyway, so this is another nice sentiment if you wanted to put that on there. I mean, the choices, I know you have so many sentiment stamps. It's just the sky's the limit on this. Put whatever you want to. You could put one great big one there if you wanted to. You could put some animal creatures or wildlife down there if you wanted to. Probably have to stamp it and then cut it out rather than try to stamp it on that black, unless it was like a white bunny or something. But anyway, I hope you enjoy. This is the very large card. These are the two other size. You can tell the difference in the sizes. Use this sentiments wherever you want to put them. Use what you have. You probably have a bare tree, bare branch tree, I should say, somewhere. Oh, and I wanted to show you how that silver ink does shine a little bit. I'm trying to catch the light so that you can see that and twist it all different ways, but it does shine more than the white. I like the white too, but I just wanted to show you the benefit of using the silver ink or metallic looking ink. So that's it for today. So glad you joined me, and really enjoy making cards, and I hope you do too. So hopefully be back in a few days, and you have a great day, and we'll